Now, some questions of which you've had no notice. If you put on your headphones, we've been asking for some questions because people wanted to put certain issues to you, Prime Minister. If you indicate to me that you can hear all right, we're going to play you now a question. Anna from Finchley phoned earlier to put this to you, Mr Cameron.
My question is, in view that no foreign aid is being cut, and I'm a cancer victim or patient waiting for treatment that's not on the National Health, and my local authority, health authority, is begging charities for my treatment. Now, I had my last chemotherapy in May, and it's a horrible feeling, waking every morning waiting for £250,000 when they're giving billions away abroad. It's not fair. I need some funding now.
Now, that was Anna earlier. Obviously, this speaks to the foreign aid budget, which I understand is ring-fenced and is somewhere in the region north of £11 billion, Prime Minister.
Well, let's start, obviously, with Anne's case. And, look, I think it's really important we get treatment to people who have cancer and who need it. And that's why we've done two things. First of all, we have not cut the NHS budget. We've increased it. That's very important. We're going to increase it throughout this Parliament. Secondly, we introduced the Cancer Drugs Fund so that people like Anne could get access to drugs when they were previously denied them. And I think around 10,000 people have benefited from that. And we're looking at whether we can extend that so it's not just drugs that we're getting people, but also complex treatments as well. So I'm very committed to doing that. Look, on the
She's
overseas,
not getting her drugs, though, Prime Minister.
Well, I'm very happy to look into that case and see what it is that's holding up.
We'll make her office
On the
aware.
aid budget, look, I think, yes, we are having a difficult time in Britain, no doubt about it. But I think it's right, even as we have a difficult time, that we keep our promises to the poorest in the world, people living on $1 a day or less.
But Prime Minister, there are people in this country who can't afford to heat their homes in the winter.
Well, I think that's why we're doing more to help people heat their homes. But one thing we've done over the last couple of years is invest in vaccines and immunisation for children in the poorest countries in the world. That act alone has probably saved the lives of about 3 million children.
But meanwhile, thousands of British citizens die each winter in the cold snap because they can't afford to turn up the gas.
Yeah, but as I say, and we are spending more on those programmes.
But imagine what that 11 billion could achieve, Prime Minister.
Well, of course, look, we could, as you say, we could abolish the overseas aid programme.
Well, no, why not abolish? But why not start to take the same sort of prudent measure? Well, let's not use the word prudent. Yeah. The same sort of measures as you have in other budgets.
I would give you 3 good reasons. First of all, we made a promise as a country to meet pledges on aid, and we're keeping those promises. And I think breaking your promises to the poorest people in the world would not be the right thing to do. The second thing, as I say, I think we do have a moral obligation to help the poorest in the world, even when there are difficult times for us. And third, I would argue it's actually in our interest. What happens to these countries when they break down through poverty, war and disease? Mass migration, people turning up at our shores, wars that then involve us. The breakdown of these countries, if we can prevent that in the first place through our aid programme, we'll actually find it benefits us in a more national interest way as well. So I think it is the right thing to do.